Okay.
Chikapa.
So I got that right. Okay, so thank you so much, Jane Chikapa Cheke. You've already written your biography for me. So Jane Cheke is Christian. She's a wife. She's a mother of 4. She is a teacher with a difference. Apart from teaching, there are other things she is passionate about. She is an alumni of the Young African Leadership Initiative. This is a scholarship that are given to young Africans. He's also a 1 Million Teachers Mohammed Sanisi II SDG Challenge competitor. And some of the awards that she has won is the Jane Ballantyne Award, and she's a finalist in the Global Teacher Award. That's awesome, Jane.
Wow. Wow.
So you're welcome, Jane, this evening.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, it's not me. I haven't finished yet. I have only touched the tip of the iceberg. She's the team leader at Bloomers Learning Initiative. She's the Scout Southern Africa Zone Secretary. She's an education expert for Test Junior. She's a volunteer at Karonga School for the Deaf. She's the Luso Langa non-profit, she's a board member at the Luso Langa non-profit organization. She's a radio presenter at Tuntufie Radio. Tuntufie Radio Luso La Umoyo. I don't know what the SRHR stands for, but maybe you could tell us a bit more about that, Jane. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So the it's an acronym for sexual reproductive health rights.
Ah, sexual, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. I am so envious of your experiences and your CV. She offered free online lessons due to Malawi's declaration of a state of disaster due to the COVID-19 pandemic. She's a motivational and inspirational speaker. She does short story writing trainings and book publishing, fiction or personal experiences. I think I need to contact you about that book writing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. As Elias said, my name is Jane. I'm an alumnus of cohort 1 of the Muhammad Sanusi SDG Challenge. I founded the Bloomers Learning Initiative.
Jane, can you hear me?
And we are all teachers, qualified teachers. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
All right. Yeah. So the Bloomers Learning Initiative started when we first had our first COVID break, school break. That was in March 2020. Our country was declared a state of natural disaster due to COVID-19, so schools had to close. So whilst we were waiting for the schools to close, we came up with an initiative to say, let's do something about education. Let's keep the students who are out of school up to speed. So we started the Bloomers Learning Initiative. Our belief is that we are all meant to bloom, just like flowers, wherever we are placed in life, and regardless of the situations that we face in life. So we thought of blooming through the COVID-19 pandemic, and we offered free online lessons. These online lessons were offered through WhatsApp. The students were enrolled. We had about 1,200 students enrolling for the WhatsApp lessons. The lessons were provided from Monday up to Friday. And we had some motivational guests, motivational speakers who provided some inspirational talks on Tuesdays. Then also provided some information on COVID. You know, by then COVID-19 was just still new. So we took opportunity of the initiative of offering WhatsApp online lessons to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, later on, when we had finished our aim, which was to provide lessons for the students who were out of school, we thought, no, we cannot just end here. Let's move on. So we came up with a short story writing and trainings as another initiative through the same Bloomers. So in the short story writing, we basically teach students how to read and write short stories, but we go beyond the reading and the writing. We publish the stories which they have written. The stories which we write are stories from students' experiences. You know, now I have the pictures Fatima is showing. That's the Bloomers basically trying to donate books. You can go to the next one. We donated some books to students. We've got some reading sessions, which we call some reading circles. We read short stories with the students after school hours. The next slide, apart from the reading circles, we also have some story writing sessions, which I'm just displaying the pictures of what I earlier on talked about. That's the Bloomers' first set of short stories, though they just try to display the titles of their short stories. The next one is a story reading. We have some students who have got who are able differently. And here nowadays, we no longer call them students with disabilities. We call them students who are able differently. So we have some who have got hearing impairment. So the picture you're having here is just a story reading session with sign language interpretation. The next one is the online sessions that we have as Bloomers. On this picture, we've got our students having an experience with other students from Cape to Cairo, the countries across from Cape to Cairo. We had a short story writing session, and we are about to publish another book with other students from other countries, Malawi, Zimbabwe, you know, from Cape to Cairo. Now, let me move on to my experiences with the SDG challenge. I was very excited to be selected for the SD challenge, considering that I was the only Malawian to have been selected for the challenge. And yeah, it was quite an excitement for me to go on this venture. Now, the SDG challenge actually helped to shape my project. You know, when I started my project, it was all over, a lot of things, it was jumbled up. So we had an experience in which they took us through our projects. We had some project management. We went through a lot of sessions, and some were even one-to-one on our projects. These were basically sessions which try to improve our projects. I remember we came up with the mission, the vision, the theory of change, you know, lots of things, the path which our projects are going to go through. So it helped me to shape my project, you know, from being a humble jumbo to something which is focused, specific, and on point. We were given some professional skills as teachers through the SDG challenge. And these skills were not only skills which were in a classroom setting skills, no, there were skills which even built me to become a better leader. There were skills which took my project beyond just being a classroom project to the outside the classroom, even to the entrepreneurial aspect of the project. Then there was one thing I liked, and the most exciting thing I came across, which was the pitching. Oh my goodness. This one was so exciting to the extent that we were taught how to pitch. I had never pitched before. So I was taught how to pitch, how to come up with a plan on the pitching itself. We were taught how to speak to the people, what to speak, you know, the specifics one has to go through when they're pitching. You know, the kinds of pitches, the Twitter pitches, you know, all sorts of things. So the very, very exciting thing I remember about the pitching is when we had to pitch. For example, we had the fireside chat with His Royal Highness Muhammad Sanusi. He gave wonderful insights when we pitched about our projects. He came along with some guests. I remember we had an experience where he brought in some new MSSDG advocates, and I was like, wow. It's not easy to get hold of such important people, but we pitched in their presence. He brought along the whole president of Ghana. That was very exciting for me. The challenge also gave me some seed money. One of the challenges I had when we were doing our projects is that we did not have money to go through. So the seed money actually helped me to finish or to go through the whole project. And the seed money helped me to realize my dream. We published our first book ever through the seed money. We were prudent enough to use the seed money for the Zoom sessions that we had, the training sessions that we had with our students and the teachers, also for the book publishing. You know, it's not easy to publish a book. One needs to have a lot of resources, more especially financially. So it provided me with exactly that. And when we also come to the book publishing, the 1 Million Teachers team and the SDG challenge, they connected me to the right people who assisted me to come up with a better rubric on how to write or how to help the students write the short stories. So I was connected to Dr. Ivy Bonk from the United States of America, who actually helped us to come up with good short stories and ended up publishing them. It gave me leverage to participate in the other awards. Like right now, I'm the top 50 finalist for the Global Teacher Prize. This is a huge, huge prize in the teaching profession. It is actually the Nobel Prize for teaching. So when I was going through the Global Teacher Prize, they actually had to ask which teaching awards I had gone through earlier on. And I only had 1 Million Teachers, or the SDG challenge, as the only award I had received. So the fact that I mentioned that I was part of the SDG challenge helped me to go through the Global Teacher Prize process and become the top 50 finalists. And through the experience, through the publishing of the book, which the SDG challenge helped me, I've been invited to VIP events. Like last Saturday, I remember I was invited as a guest at a book launch, something which I had never dreamed of. So I was invited to a book launch. I was invited to speak as a guest. I've been invited to a lot of events, VIP events, just because I have published a book. And this was through the help of the SDG challenge. Then later on, I had a chance to network. Oh my God, I made a lot of friends through the SDG challenge. I remember we interacted with friends. We formed other groups apart from the ones we had. We interacted about our projects. You know, I had to learn what my other friends were doing. You know, I had friends who were doing things to do with crochet. I had friends crochet and helping people to get educated through